Afternoon, everybody. This is Sean Barger, author of Mage Against the Machine, coming out June 26th from Simon & Schuster's Saga Press. Hi, how y'all doing? So today I'm going to talk about how I first became interested in Dungeons and Dragons and tabletop gaming. To me, D&D has always kind of had a mythical status in my life. When I was about 8 years old, after my parents had divorced, my dad, he started hanging with this crew of just really, really cool people in Western Massachusetts. And a lot of them were social workers, and a lot of them had been theater actors, and they were all just like, just Western Mass, scholarly, blue-collar types, and they were just really cool. And every month they would meet up for D&D, Dungeons and Dragons. And I remember going with my dad, and we went into this house, and the guy's house, it was a man named Bruce McDonald. He's still acting, he's good, look him up. And his house was just masks, like all over all the walls, just like masks and art. And it was just completely packed, and the whole house was stacked with, my memory is probably being hyperbolic, but it just felt like hundreds and hundreds of fantasy books and D&D module adventures and a lot of heavy metal magazine, which I definitely would peek in on sometimes, even though I totally shouldn't, because that magazine is something else. Especially for an 8-year-old, a very curious 8-year-old. So anyway, Bruce, he has a D&D like room in the attic. It's this big room with just like bench couches surrounding this big old table made from just plywood, I think. Or it might have been a table, I don't even remember. They were all carpenters too, so it was probably some beautiful handcrafted thing. And he had hundreds of those little pewter miniatures just painted gorgeously. And I still remember the biggest piece he had was this dragon. It was like this big, the kind of snake-like slender dragon. It's a blue dragon, so, I think those are the guys that spit lightning and are just total assholes. And it was just, I felt like I had walked into Wonderland. This was the coolest fucking thing. Like, this place was bizarre and weird and mysterious and whimsical and dark and definitely like adult in some aspects, because I would peek into those magazines when nobody was looking. So then I went and I sat quietly in the corner. My dad, he had a half-elf character. My dad, he's an actor and a photographer, really great photographer, and so he's been acting since he was young. And so, but a lot of these guys had, and I just watched them transform from just a bunch of like really cool, smart people who are just hanging out and drinking cheap beers to this group of like fantasy adventurers who are taking it really seriously, but we're all like the perfect balance where they're taking the story seriously and they're playing really smart, but they're cracking jokes the whole time because they're all super funny, charismatic people. And Bruce, the DM, he was a man with a rubber face, and he would get super into the characters, and he'd be just very like physically animated up and around the table, and it just painted such a vivid picture. And he was a brutal DM. Like, I saw a lot of kills, and and it would be weird because I'd be like, these people have been playing with these characters for years. Like, this game had been going on forever. It was an old Greyhawk campaign and very much their own. And that really, really, really captured my imagination in a way that pretty much nothing else had, even though by that time I was already really into reading and like was already trying my hand at writing a lot. But this definitely heavily informed the foundation of my interest as a storyteller. So as you can see, D&D and tabletop role-playing in general has been a big part of who I am. All right, later today I'm going to post the first draft of the second episode of Maze of the Blue Medusa. Till then, I'm going to play a bunch of really good music. All right, enjoy your Wednesday, everybody. Bye-bye.